David, thank you very much indeed. Well, joining us now is Dr. Peter Mowforth of the Turing Institute in Glasgow. And he's brought along his friend, Richard, a robot head. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Tell us about Richard. How far advanced are we then with him?
Well, at this stage, he's an early prototype, but the long-term goal of this project is to have a piece of technology that could be used in banks or car parks or railway stations at night and so on. And the thing that would distinguish this type of technology from the technology that exists at the moment is that he would have reflexes, so that he'd be looking around his world, and if he saw something unusual, something unexpected, he could, for example, telephone the police station and say, hey, I'm head number 486 down at the bank, and look what I see.
Brilliant. Could you give us a demonstration of what he does?
We've got a little demo set up here, and hopefully he should be moving around.
There he goes. Ah, there the eyes going. Oh, and that is what Richard is seeing at the moment. Richard is seeing all of us. There's our camera. Oh. So that would be like a security?
That's right.
Research robot. Used for security and surveillance. I can see you and I can hear you. I can even play music. Listen.
There you go, you can
That's
do things
great.
other than...
I don't think much of his taste in music, but he's absolutely brilliant. Now, the problem, of course, with robots is that our imaginations somehow have overtaken what we can actually do at the moment. We kind of think of, we see Star Trek and we see robots there, Robbie the robot, androids and Blade Runner, and we think it's quite simple to do that, but of course the technology...
That's right. The trouble is, all the time on TV and on films we see robots, but of course, as far as the TV is concerned, these things have strings behind them or people inside them. And the really difficult part about robots is the intelligence, trying to get computers inside these things that'll be able to perceive the world and perceive them in a way that humans do, and to be able to have behaviour. That's very difficult.
How close are we to that, do you think?
I think if artificial intelligence, or the study of it, has taught us anything over the last 20 years, it's that these sort of problems are very difficult. The intellectual parts of human behaviour, playing chess or doing skilled medical diagnosis, those things are actually quite possible to put into computers. The really difficult things are things like being able to work out how to get from here to the door, or things like doing the ironing. Those are the things that actually turn out to be quite tricky.
I know last year you had a type of robot Olympics. I believe we've got some footage of that we can see. Now, again, looking at that, you're used to the more sophisticated machines that you actually see in sci-fi series.
Oh,
but
yes.
what kind of things are they doing? Because usually when we think of robots, we think of them as some kind of robot servant or something. But what's going on here?
Yes, well, the funny thing is, in the early days of robotics, they thought there was going to be a steel-collared workforce that was going to go into industry and do various things. It turns out that most of the applications look like they might be in the service industries, as we've just seen on the film. We've got the things here with legs and wall-climbing robots that will be used for doing repair and maintenance work on the outside of buildings. There's an android. You can see people doing walking and so on. Very, very difficult.
How close then do you think, or what's needed? Is it the fact that we need more money poured into this kind of research? Is that what the problem is? Or is it just the obstacles of overcoming the fact that you've got to get them to think like people?
Money is part of it, but the point is that even if you threw large amounts of money at a problem like this, you wouldn't certainly solve it within the next 10 years. To have the sort of robots that we'd have in the home, let's say, helping us around the house, these things are a long way off. But whilst trying to achieve that, we can probably get robots that can help in limited ways, for example, with the handicapped, where they are already making a major contribution to increasing the quality of life of people who would otherwise have severe problems.
Well, Peter, thanks very much indeed, and thank you also, of course, for bringing in Richard. I think he looks very dapper. Why is he called Richard, by the way?
The students called him that. I think it has something to do with Dickhead, but...
Great, I do like his sticky bow. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. By the way, the robot section is finished, in case anybody looking at me. Oh, fine. And on towards, by the way, on towards 2000 tomorrow, we'll be looking at how we'll be working in the future. That's if fellows like Mr. Head over there don't take our places. James Greaves and Gloria after the break.